Today, we smash some face in Silent Valley. Stay tuned. Ooh, welcome friends to a new episode of Lineage 2. Hanging out today on the Chronos server. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day. And today, we are going to hang out in Silent Valley. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Where is it? Close that out. There we go. So yeah, it's out of Aiden. Silent Valley is a 105 area. And we tried to hang out here a while ago and we couldn't. But we can. We're good enough now. It's not efficient though. So that's what I'm finding. I mean, we're fine. We do okay. Let's see what the XP is. So really what you want to consider is, I'm really just showing this because I can show this area because I'm here and I can play it. Now, the question of whether or not I should is a different question. I am getting 6 billion XP per kill. But that's 6 billion per kill and it takes me a couple of seconds to kill something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It takes me longer than 10 seconds to kill something. That's way too long. Because I can kill something in Hellbound in Desert Quarry and make 3 to 4 billion per kill, and I can kill one every second or two. So you can do the math. That's 3 to 4 billion times 4. You know, we're at 12 to 16 billion in 10-15 seconds, whereas here I only get 5 or 6. So you have to consider your options when you're leveling. Now, just because you're 105 or 106 doesn't mean you should be at a 105 or 106 level. I want to talk about that. You should be, you know, hanging out in, you know, so if you go to Aiden, or, well, here, Gludio, hanging out in Desert Quarry or Magic Circle from 105, 106, because I can kill so fast, so quickly there, that it's much faster for me to level up, because you kill faster. Now, that sounds counterintuitive, but it's not about how high of a thing you can kill, it's how fast you can kill it. So if you can 1 or 2 shot mobs, and even up to 3 or 4 shot, so 1 to 4 shot mobs is where you should be leveling. So if that means that you're 106 or 107 and you're 1 to 4 shotting mobs in Desert Quarry, you should be leveling in Desert Quarry because you will kill there so much faster. And I know some of you are going to be like, that's not right, that doesn't work. Well, it does. It's all about not what you kill, it's about how fast you kill it. So the faster you kill, the faster you level. Now, I know that I shouldn't be leveling here, but I am, because I wanted to show it off, and it's a different area of the game we haven't necessarily seen before. Silent Valley, we're underneath Giant's Cave. So, you know, Giant's Cave's here. Silent Valley, we're on the ground floor. We need that to be smaller. There we go. So what we should do is there. That's a much better map to look at. Now when I open that, is that going to stay that way? Yes. Perfect. That's what we want. So always consider where you're leveling and how quickly you're leveling. Just because being in the bigger, better spot doesn't always mean it's bigger and better. So I know for some of you that is just second nature, you should know that, but for some of you, a lot of you people that are newer or you're coming back to the game, it's different than what you might think. You know, in older versions of the game, you could kind of fight yellow mobs and really do pretty well. and do okay. But in this version of the game, it's much better to be leveling at a place that's a couple levels lower than you to be leveling faster. Just because it's good, you know. You level so much faster. It's all about your kill speed. 1 to 4 shots. 4 is even a bit high. 1 to 4 shots is good though. So if you can find a spot where you're doing well, so if that means you're in Blazing Swamp, you might be in Blazing Swamp till 103 or 104 because you can just kill quickly. Does that suck? Yeah, it does, because Blazing Swamp is Blazing Swamp, but it kind of comes with the territory. The nice thing about here is I'm also getting my proofs. So for those of you that maybe didn't see the last 2 videos or so, we made it to level 106. How amazing is that? That's awesome. So awesome. I'm pretty excited to be able to have done that. Now, I did this by, I was about 30% to go, and I was trying out Elven Village, or I'm sorry, Enchanted Valley, and working on doing things inside a Storm Isle for a couple hours a day if I could. And I was finding I'm not moving, you know. It's just my XP bar was just nothing. Yes, I know as I level up that's gonna happen, but I went back down to Desert Quarry, and I gained my 30% in like 3 days. I was gaining like 10% a day. So yeah, it changes a lot. It makes a huge difference. So if you're struggling leveling where you're at, go back an area, go back 2 areas and see what's up. I still will go level my healer for Nalia in the Bloody Swampland because I can, and it works, and it goes quick, and I don't have a lot of competition there, and she can kind of go there all solo on her own and do her thing. I don't really have a fear of dying, and that's another thing too. If you don't really have a fear of dying in the place you're leveling, that's nice. That's really good. So pretty awesome stuff. Another cool thing, and by the time you watch this video, I probably would have already received my rewards, which I'll be talking about in upcoming videos. Look at this. I am the 2nd best Doombringer on the server. And this will probably be, you know, won't last long because I'm making my changes to Dreadnought. But we went 9 and 6, and we did okay. I wanted to record it, but I wanted to go through it once before I did record it. So in an upcoming month or week or so, this is just one day. I did 15 matches. I didn't even do all my matches, but I made it to 2nd on the server, and I decided to stay there, and it held through today, which is Sunday, which is the last day to get your Olympiad points in. So points have been calculated, and I should have went. Now, 4 of these matches were kind of on the fence. I made some mistakes with I used some of my skills at the wrong time, and they could have went either way in 4 of those matches. Two of these matches I got completely slaughtered. I didn't have a chance. But 4 of these matches were on the fence, and if maybe I had a different piece of gear, or I would have played it a little bit better, I could have won them. So pretending we would have been 13 and 2, that would have given me another 40 points. I would have been at 1069 roughly, and we'd be knocking at Hero. Honestly, you know, we'd have been 2nd overall. So it's not outside of reach, guys. You know, depending on what class you play. Now, if you're playing something like Titan, you might have a lot more competition, or here we go, a Sagittarius. You're going to have a lot of competition. And then, what is the Ghost Sentinel is probably the biggest competition here. Look at that, 77 and 7. Yeah, crazy amount of points. Like that's amazing. What's the? Is it Storm Screamer? Yeah. if you're in some of these more popular classes, like Storm Screamer or what's the Eviscerator? 100 and 0, 15 time. Yeah, I mean, 100 and 0. Look at that. Like he had 100 matches. He did all 25 of his matches every single week, and he smashed everyone. And then this dude, 78 and 2, 61 and 2. You're gonna struggle if you're in one of these more popular deals. But if you're in some of these other ones, you know, you might have a chance. You know, even if you're in the mid 100s, like some of these people. You know, especially in the tiers, there's not a lot of competition inside of the tiers. So you should take a look at it. You might get a chance to at least rank, if not become hero. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I'm happy that I was able to just obtain 4th. I was considering doing another match to bump myself up to the top. And I thought, well, if I lose a match, then I have to work to get all the way back to where I'm at. If I win the match, I'll be ranked third overall, and then I would have this cool rank thing next to my name when it's calculated on the first. But I'm happy with where I made it to. So I wanted to point that out. It was kind of cool. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of tactics involved. People feeding. We'll talk about that more as we do our Olympiad video, but people feed. You know, they try to link up with the people so we can have people gain hero and stuff like that. There's a lot of different tricky things you can do to try to match with different people and whatnot. It's really interesting. Not something I thought was... I knew it was happening, but I never really knew, you know, how it worked. But now I have a greater understanding of that, which is kind of neat. But Silent Valley has always been a super cool area. I like it. It's like it feels like a dungeon, but you're like out in the open because there's this massive, you know, cave thing, you know, looming above you that could fall at any moment. Now that would be cool if Giant's Cave is held up pretty much by these platforms. Now, it would be really cool if they would have changed the storyline to drop this whole place down and then have utter ruins here. And then maybe have these buildings down here above that you could get in and walk through Silent Valley, but you can't get there through the Giant's Cave teleports anymore. Dude, that would be sweet. Like if that would have been part of the storyline where the Giants came along again and then smashed this whole cave or whatever. There's so many cool things you could have done with it, right? But cool. Well, friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We're doing all right here in Silent Valley. I like that I'm not bothered. No one's come to bother me. You know, so that's another thing. If you're getting bothered wherever you're at, you know, you can make some changes. You know, you might not be leveling as quick, but if you're up all night, you could level more. That's another thing to think about. If you're in a highly contested area like Hellbound or Blazing Swamp or Enchanted Valley, you could be contested. Somebody might come and kill your party in the middle of the night, so you're not leveling for a couple of hours. Now, if you come to different places and you're leveling, you could potentially make more because you're not in a highly contested area. Something to think about as you level. So, me, I have a name and a tag, and you know, a lot of people know who I am. And I'm not one. I have caused a number of feathers to be ruffled on the server. So I'm usually hunted, so it's rare that I stay up a couple of nights in a row. I'm killed a couple times a week at least, so I've grown used to it. You should be used to it too, because people are going to fight for your spots and take your spots. That's just part of the game, so you got to be paying attention, get up, go find another spot, or take your spot back. You know, defend your spot, always. Alright friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, please stomp the like button. It really helps me out. It shows your support, lets me know that you want to see more. As always, please like and share on your favorite social media. I'll catch you guys in a future episode. Take care and be well.